This is exclusive updates, and so sleep is really a mysterious thing. I think that people are overlooking because I believe sleep is much more deeper than what we know, especially when you consider our soul and our spirit and how we're powering our avatar. So why do we get tired in the physical form? We get tired and we require sleep every night. At least once a day, you need some type of sleep. Even if it's for a few hours, you're going to need some sleep to recharge. And they say if you don't sleep, you're going to start maybe losing touch with reality, hallucinating, seeing things that aren't there. All types of weird stuff might start happening. And it's not really clear how long you can go without sleep. So, how does falling asleep recharge our bodies like that? It's like, you know, it's you don't got to plug us in or nothing. We just recharge just by closing our eyes. We're not to plug in like a robot would or anything like that. So it's like we get charged up by the ether or something. I mean, it's really a very mysterious concept of why do living beings need and require sleep. And, there's a lot of speculation. We cover some of this stuff in my dreams playlist. I'll leave a link in the comment section and description box. But we see the duality of everything. Like for the human beings to have a certain amount of time where you can be awake and operating in this world through our avatar, and then there's a certain amount of time we're required to close our eyes and fall asleep, and we're not really conscious of what's going on in the real world while we're sleeping. So we're out of it, completely out of it, but we're not unconscious because we're in usually another world. They say you dream every night, so whether you remember it or not, you're somewhere, and we're creating worlds while we sleep. We're in dream worlds. I revisited a world before, and it was like the same place that I've been to. It was very strange, and it's like we have the power to just create an inhabited world while we sleep, and we're completely out of it. But what's really going on with our spirit and soul while we're sleeping? It seems like there's something deeper going on with sleep, and how are we actually recharging? When we wake back up, we feel much better. We have a lot of energy again. It's like we're re-energizing, and I think it's spiritual because like even Nikola Tesla and people like that were working on ways to recharge things without even connecting it to anything. They were working on, it's like they're saying you basically can have unlimited power by tapping into something that's going on in the ether, or this energy that's there but not being tapped into. And there's a way saying basically, I guess, at this point in time, we could have had like our phones just recharging naturally. Like you would have your phone and it would be able to just be on 100 all the time. You wouldn't even need really a battery indicator because it would be able to charge up just by catching this energy that they're saying is in the ether or the air or the atmosphere. You know, everything could work like that. It would power up the world, but I guess this information they don't want us to know about because it would change everything and probably change the way people are, seeing this world. They want us to, not understand the significance of this place that we're in and what we are, because it seems like we might be tapping into that same thing. So there's some theories out there. I mean, are we reporting back in the spirit to the Most High while we sleep and reporting our daily activities, getting a daily briefing, a daily debriefing of what all we did that day while we're sleeping, and we have no knowledge of it when we wake up? Because there is talks about a soul contract that we took to be here, and saying, it's possible that we are told, where we are going, and I don't know if we volunteered for this place or not. That's still a question that a lot of people are considering. Did we actually volunteer to be here, or did we choose to be here, or were we sent here? And then on the way in the womb, there was a information that we might have been told, what we're about to experience. And, so is it possible that every night while we sleep, we're reporting back to the Most High or something like that? And, you know, actually having to explain what we did for the day, even though that he would already know, but it would be a process like that where, you report to whoever after, while you're sleeping, and then, you get sent back. And then sometimes when people wake up late, you'll see the sleep paralysis phenomenon where it's almost like your spirit didn't reach your body yet, but your body woke up. Your eyes opened up, and it's like, oh, shoot, we got to get back to our body, like our avatar just woke up. You might have been in the middle of something, in the spirit, and then, you're ordered to, you're tethered to your body, so then you wake up, but it might be a delay. And, that's what they call sleep paralysis. That was a hypothesis of what could be going on, something like that. So it's very interesting, sleep. I mean, with dreams and sleep. And so, why do we get drained of energy while we're awake? Is it because, there's only a certain amount of time every day that we can be in our avatars in this physical realm? And, as that time expires, you're going to fall asleep and go back in the spirit. And whatever, is that like a whole nother life we got going on that we're unaware of? And they're saying, like I said, with that soul contract hypothesis, they're saying basically, as you're born, you forget everything because God knew you in the womb, so, saying, who were you before you were born? He knew you before you were born. And so they're saying there's a hypothesis that when you're born, you're brought into this world and you forget everything about where you were before. And you're unaware of it. You can't remember who you are, or, you're just here. You're all of a sudden just here in the world, not conscious of who you were, if you were anything before or anything. If you're in the spirit or anything before that, before you entered this world, they're saying it's a memory wipe. And so there's all types of interesting hypotheses like that. And so that would kind of connect with the idea of, like, when we sleep, are we going back into that form, that spirit form? And maybe there's a goal or a reason why we're supposed to be here, that we're supposed to be working on. And, we have to report to, like, okay, how far along have we gotten to reaching that goal? And we go back here and then forget it, but it's really deep down somewhere in our, soul still. Maybe that briefing, whatever we are discussing, if we are in the spirit during that time. And so we would kind of have this, it would be something in us still that would know, our mission and why we're here, our purpose for being here. And, we just wouldn't be able to recall that conversation or anything, but we would kind of know, okay, what we talked about deep down. So yeah, this is kind of an interesting topic I wanted to share with you today. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comment section. And I'm going to leave some links for you if you want to do more research with me on dreams and stuff like that in reality. I have a lot of good information you're going to want to go over in my playlist on these subjects. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Please like the video. Let's get over 100 likes on this video. Also, please subscribe. And if you would like to support this channel, please become a patron or a YouTube member. So thanks for tuning in. This has been Exclusive Updates, signing off.